my music has seasons. Like,
Are you listening?
so, like, for some reason I was listening to Drake, but Drake is for me for the fall.
Okay.
Because as soon as like a leaf fall, I gotta listen to the Take Care album for some reason. It just goes. Okay. Yeah, like it's something about Drake and Take Care, like, or Drake in general, you know, in the fall. Something about I don't know. Something about it.
Okay, well, y'all are listening. You are listening to a Daydreamers podcast, and I am the Daydreamer, Erin Davenport, and I'm back, bitches. I want to tell you, it is absolutely such a blessing to be back doing some shit that you just like absolutely love to fucking do. And I just realized that I have broken my New Year's resolution of chilling on the cuss words in everyday conversation, but that's perfectly fine. It's fine. But the voice you were hearing before is one that you've heard on the show a few times before. But what you don't know is you're about to be hearing this voice along with mine from here on out. And that is my lovely new co-host, Kayshana. Come on down. Yay.
Zipporah's like, y'all are excited, so I'm excited.
And another thing, y'all will have a third semi co-host that you will hear off and on because childcare is expensive as fuck, okay? And that is my baby, Zipporah L. And I'm officially off maternity leave, okay? I went on maternity leave October 2020, and I'm back because of this one. So yeah, she's gonna be in the background until mom gets some more money to have childcare. She's gonna be our unofficial third co-host. But anyway, Kayshana, I'm so happy you're here officially as a member. Like before, you were just, you were a daydreamer, and now you're like the daydreamer times 2. So how do we feel about this?
I'm excited. This is cool. I've always wanted to do podcasting and get into it some kind of way, some kind of consistent way. So when you asked, I was like, what? Say word? What? Okay, yeah, duh.
Yeah, it's like for a long time, my podcast journey it's been, I guess it's been good. It hasn't been what I wanted it to be. Like you always think success is just like a straight line, but then you realize like all the little images and pictures you see of success being all over the place. But
linear.
Right. But one of the things with my podcast journey is that, girl, why is she trying to drink coffee? No, I got water for you if you want some water.
It smells good.
Because it's right here in her face, and she wants everything mama has. But initially I was like, do I want to have a co-host and things? And I did, but I realized I only wanted a co-host at the time in the beginning because I was scared. Because even though I was on the radio in the local radio station here, like I still was nervous, insecure. It's you can't move around, you can't hide behind anything like that, you can't bounce off anybody. And so I realized that was a fear. That's the only reason why I wanted to co-host initially. Not to say that I felt like it wouldn't be a good addition to the show, but that's why I was like, well, I'll just have guests every now and then. But the fear was me doing it by myself, being vulnerable. So I was like, no, until you get over your fear, you're not going to have a co-host, because you're really you're putting it out there, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of in between. So for the longest, I was like, I'm not going to have one. But then just like thinking about it, probably during my maternity leave, I don't know when it really came to me, but I was like, I think I'd be good to have a co-host. And I was just thinking about like, who would it be? And I thought about all the people I've had on the show. You've been consistently on the show. And I mean, and we're good friends. We have good conversations. I like how you think, we balance each other out.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she'd be dope. You've been on the show at least 2-3 times, I want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who else in Kayshana? And I knew you had expressed before wanting to do a podcast with one of your close friends, and just, it just wasn't able to work out that way.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's for the best, I think, because now you're over here with me. But anyway, so let's just let our listeners get used to you on a different level.
Alrighty.
Let's just break it down, girl. Tell us about yourself. What do you do?
Okay. So apparently I make weird
March
sounds.
2020. What's been doing since the beginning of the pandemic up until now, girl?
Ooh. Shit. So much and so little. Well, since 2020, I have changed. I would say change careers is not really a change careers. I didn't really change career paths, but I changed agencies for my day job. I have since had a show here at our museum, which is awesome.
Show
Which
as
is
in exhibition.
yeah.
Has had her own art exhibition. She's an amazing.
Don't say on because it was a group, but it was
okay. Well, you had your own room in a group
I
exhibition.
did, and it was only 4 of us, so it's still, you know,
it was still
really
big.
good. It's not like you know, but anyway, I was really glad to be able to be a part of that and be alongside artists that I respect and admire. So it was a really big deal for me to just be in the room. I mean, the show was called Many Rooms, so no pun intended, but yeah, that was a really big deal for me because I've always wanted to be in that museum. And also just to again
the museum is
a
massive museum. The museum
oh,
is
yeah.
a museum in Monroe, Louisiana. It's a really big deal to be in this museum. Okay, keep going.
I was just excited about that and just to, you know, again, be a part of that, working on another show, working on 2 other shows. Actually, we'll see what happens. Good things coming. Definitely got more into my art and more into photography because I also, I don't know, I don't think the last time I was on here that I had even started photography at that point, but I've since picked up photography. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I was just doing art and stuff. But yeah, so kind of the same old, but just a little amplified in good ways.
Yeah.
So there's that. I am separated, so there's that. Marriage
and we're happy.
Well, I am here. It's sometimes it is, you know,
I tell people, I'm like, oh, my friend, she, you know, she's newly separated, and I'm like, and we're happy about that.
We're about to hit a year. It's not new.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, it's about to be. We coming up on a year and a little bit. So there's that. It's definitely a shift and a change. So big changes. That's pretty much it. Those are the highlights, I'll say.
Yeah.
Those are the key points.
Right.
Oh, I'm back to school. So yeah, there's that. I'm a student.
So much fun. Now, why on earth would you go back to school, Kashana? I mean, seriously.
Well, I wanted a certain licensure, and I have to go back to get certain things in order to become.
This is all for your day job. Well, I mean, to go along with your current work as far as your day job.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go back, not for long. I think it might only take me a year, and I'm about a quarter way through that. So hopefully it won't take any longer. A year and a half max. Please. I don't want to do look.
But for what you're going to school for, you're going to have to go back and get your master's as well.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Always say
I don't have to
but
because you could, but it doesn't require it. You can get it a lot of different ways because they count work experience, and because I've been in the field for as long as I've been in it, a lot of my experience also counts towards that.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about that is like if I wanted to go back and get it, which to be honest, I probably will because I probably will.
Can I say what your major is?
You can.
Okay, yeah. So, but I always thought that psychology students, because that's what you're studying, like to do anything, kind of like social work, like to do anything with that, you had to get a master's. And
if you're trying to be like a psychologist or a therapist, I'm not trying to do that. There's other things that you can do, but yeah, I'm not doing
with me. I went to school I'm a mass communication student. And so my mom, who's worked in higher education, she's working on her doctorate right now. That lady, like, she is goals. Like, I don't understand. She works so hard and she's so smart. And I'm just like, why can't I be like you? But she's working her doctorate right now. But so she's in higher education, working in college my entire life. So And so she's like, Erin, you need to get your master's. And I'm just like, girl, for what? Because, I'm smart. I'm 23. Like at the time, like, I don't need to get my master's. And I was a mass communication student. So like for people like me, you only got your master's if you were going to teach. Well, at the time in 2008, I had no intentions of doing any type of teaching, anything like that. And so my mama, who knows exactly what she is talking about, she's worked as an assistant director. She's worked as a director. She's worked as a consultant. She's been on leadership boards. All this stuff is telling me you should get your master's. And I'm just like, girl, I'm good. Bitch, let me tell you. I almost said the pandemic. This was 2008. So it was the recession. I should have went and got my master's. And then also, a couple years later, the company I worked for closed. And so, like I said, in my field, it was all about experience. Like you really just need experience to excel. You didn't need masters. Well, the company I worked for closed, and it wasn't a lot of production companies around here. So now I do need a master's just to get any type of job, but I didn't have one. So that's
I know that now bachelor degrees are basically the new high school diploma.
Girl, okay.
Because everybody has them. So it's all about either masters or getting licensed in a specialized field, which doesn't always require your master's. Mm-hmm. But it's licensures and certifications and things like that on top of it. Mm-hmm. Other than that, like a lot of these places, you need that bachelor's. Again, it's the new high school diploma. You need that to get in for regular stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, so, I'm just like, I gotta make sure that I am stable and I am what I like to call setting myself up for success. And I use that in a lot of areas, not like just for that, but like even with little stuff like picking your clothes out the day before, whatever. Like that's setting yourself up for success. Going ahead and tying your hair, put your bonnet on now, because you're gonna be sleepy by this time. Then you're gonna be waking up and your locks gonna be dry. You're gonna be sitting here looking stupid. Just go ahead and put it on. Right. Stability and things like that. Although I am an artist and a photographer, I do hope to do that only someday. Girl. But
mm-hmm. In the meantime, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Right.
I understand.
Right. So, that's just kind of what it is. So.
Well, since we're recapping your 2020 up until now moments, we'll do mine for a little bit. Like, so of course I had a baby. So during these 17 months, she'll be 18 months in mid-April. But during these 17 months, like it's just been every day is a new day. But it's just been like every day is a new day. Like I'm learning myself, like. And I'm proud to say that I am on anxiety medicine and antidepressants. I'm happy to say that because they don't tell you all the shit that goes on when they wishing you had to have a baby. And for those who don't know or who forgot, I want to see how you can, because I talk about it all the time. But my husband and I have been involved for years. We've been involved for 17 years. In a committed relationship, including like marriage and stuff, for 13 years. So we've been getting when y'all gonna have a baby, or why y'all ain't had a baby yet? Because it's like, bitch, wear condoms and I take my birth control pill and I want to have a husband and this and that, I want to bring up a baby in a certain situation. But while people are talking to you about, hold on, where's your pacifier? Pause. But like, there's you just don't really know what you're getting into. And I didn't realize that now my baby is awesome. People would be like, well, how's motherhood? Motherhood is for the fucking birds. And I tell people that motherhood is for the fucking birds. It's bullshit. Now my baby, awesome. Love her. She is the best. Absolutely. I did not know a love like this existed. I love my bonus child, Nicholas, and things, but I didn't realize there was another level of love. You know what I'm saying? So I love my baby. Motherhood, I can't. It sucks. And it's not sucks like, oh my God, I have all these responsibilities and that does suck, but then also all the feelings. Because see, I watch a lot of Law and Order SVU.
Oh Lord.
And so it's like, or, I slipped out the other day. Well, when her first day in the 1-year-old classroom, and I saw somebody take her snack, and it wasn't no malicious thing. It was literally like a kid just reached over, like they was probably having 1-year-old conversations, talking about their animal crackers. And he reached over and got one of her animal crackers. And Zipporah is just sitting there chilling. The teacher sees it as it happens, and she gets it, and I see her on cameras like she's telling him, like, I can pretty much tell she's telling him, like, no, don't take your stuff, because I can see your hand movements and everything. You have your stuff over here. She gives Zipporah some more animal crackers. Meanwhile, I'm at home in my office looking at daycare cameras over here going the fuck off. Oh, I know you didn't just take my baby. What the? What did he take? That's me. So my motherhood is it's all these feelings and emotions and stuff. And it's like, plus the responsibilities and plus all this other stuff you just did not know about. So it's been an experience. And I will say that I'm happy I am going through this experience on my own free will versus I just got pregnant and now I'm in this shit. Mm-hmm. At least I chose, you know what I'm saying, to be in this shit, even though I didn't know what I was going on. But I'm happy to say that my doctor has told me, I thought I had ADHD. I went to the doctor because I couldn't focus on work. I got a new job. And still, yes, got a new job. And I just thought that it was boring because it's banking, it's financing, it's mortgaging, it's home lending. So it's boring. That's not marketing. That's not painting. That's not creating, the stuff I really want to do. That's not radio. So I'm like, it's boring. I just cannot focus, but I have to focus now because I'm somebody's mama. So I have to have this job. I have to do this stuff before I be like, whatever, I got a husband, whatever. That was definitely me. Screw it. I'll get another job somewhere. But now I'm not like that anymore. And so I'm like, let me go to the doctor. Let me see what's up with me because I have to work. Mind you, I'm not talking to him about the fact that I can't get out the bed in the morning. I'm not talking to him about the fact that I literally hate my husband at times. Just all these different things that I didn't realize. I knew it was something off, but I just thought you need to get more sleep. But I can't get more sleep because I'm breastfeeding or I'm making food from scratch or I'm doing this and my house smells like bleach all the time and I'm stressed. Didn't know I was stressed. But I went to him because I was like, I can't focus at work. And I'm running down what's going on with me. And he's like, that sounds like anxiety. And I'm like, I don't even know what anxiety is. Anxiety is something that other people talk about that I've never had to deal with before. And as we're talking, I'm sitting here like, have I had anxiety my entire life?
Probably.
But I just think because as I think with women, I know I did ask my mom how come she never got me tested for ADHD. And she said at the time, it was more so geared towards boys.
Yeah, like and it's actually harder to diagnose in girls because it just looks like what they call like just being girls, like being talkative and things like that. But those are large signs of ADHD. I have it.
Constantly daydreaming, all that.
Life, like all the
time. I have a podcast called a Daydreamer podcast. Like I was looking at some things like, damn, this sounds exactly like me. And I was like, Mom, how come you never got me tested? And she was like, it was geared more towards boys. And then when I grew up, when I was little, they prescribed it for the white kids. It was so you could get better grades, get into the gifted classes. And my mom was like, I'm not going to put you on a medicine just so you can go into the higher, into the gifted classes.
Most of the kids, as a gifted kid, about all of us were neurodivergent in that class. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the neurodivergent people. But being gifted, it wasn't just about making better grades. Mm-hmm. It was about the way you arrive at the answers. Like it was a different thought process. Mm. So it wasn't just about knowing the right answers. It was about, know the right answers, but like it's like how you get there. Okay. That was also a part of it. So we were all weird in there or whatever. We were smart as shit, we were, but we would squirrel. I call it squirreling, because everybody wasn't medicated and everybody wasn't properly diagnosed. And a lot of the ones that were medicated and properly diagnosed were little white boys, because that's, you know.
And the other thing is, if you were Black and you were prescribed with it, where I grew up in a predominantly white area, it was because you were a Black boy that was acting up in class.
Yeah, and that's like
where they really acted up in class. But my mama saw it as a way for them to control the Black boys. And so she was like, she didn't get me tested because she was like, I'm not going to do it just so you can go into this accelerated class. Like, you're fine. You know, if you get there on your own free will, that's one thing. But I'm not doing it for this reason. And you sit down and shut your mouth, or are you going to get a spanking or whooping when you get home? You know, that type of thing. That's how it was me. But when my little brother came around, it was so that these teachers, white teachers, could control these little Black boys. And my mama was like, ain't nobody, if he got an issue, that's one thing, but you're not going to get him medicated to control him and to label him in
to make your job easier when it's not necessarily beneficial for the child. And exactly. It's like, is he acting out or is he a child? Because kids are kids.
And he also was a little, but the other thing is, I was a little chatty. I'm a social butterfly. When the little boys do it, oh, they're bad. They're this, you know, they're bad. They're acting up. They're just, you know, have an attitude. Well, you didn't got on to him all week. Of course, he don't like coming to your class.
Well, that's how they came up with like ODD, or oppositional defiant disorder, which is just, it's a broad spectrum basically for badass kids. So oppositional defiant disorder. So basically whatever I tell you to do, you're gonna do the opposite or something like that. And it's like, that's called childhood. Like, not saying that ODD is not like a thing, but I think it's overly used. I don't know if I mentioned it before when I was, I don't think I did, or I don't think I was there, but I was at a juvenile detention facility. Like, I worked there, and a lot of those kids, I was actually over the mental health treatment unit facility. Okay. So that was my job, is to deal with those special cases of certain diagnoses and things like that. So they have usually more either severe or several more than a lot of the kids on campus. Now, mind you, just about 80% of the kids there, they're diagnosed with something. And the most common diagnosis I saw was ODD, oppositional defiant disorder. It's just so easy to do that. Her little smile is just so
Her little smile is amazing, but she just knocked over water all over my desk.
That's why she was smiling like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying, and also think about it, it's a facility for the little Black boys. Black boys. About 99% Black. You know, and that's what we're seeing. You know, I just thought it was overused. Yes, I know it exists. I know it is a thing, but it can be overused when trying to, you know, medicate or whatever these little Black boys.
Well, see,
or little kids in general, because, you know, but we're talking about little Black boys right now.
Right.
You know,
from my perspective at this point. But that's one of the things the doctor was saying to me when when I went to him about not being able to focus at work because I'm just not sleeping. And I thought I was just failing.
But you can't sleep because you just tell me I had anxiety. If you don't,
I didn't know. That was the thing. Like, I'm just talking to him because I'm like, I can't focus at work. And I think it's because I'm not getting enough sleep. I think it's because, you know, I'm not working out, but I'm not able to do those. I'm thinking I'm failing at life, but I'm gonna worry about life and stuff later, because I need to make sure I get this check, because I got a baby now and I need to buy diapers, and daycare is $150 a week, and that's on the low end. My baby goes to a really nice daycare, and that's still on the low end. But, you know, but one of the things we talked about, he was like, let's just, the doctor I went, my actual family doctor doesn't do ADD, ADHD in adults. He just does it for children. So they sent me to another one who does it for adults. And so this particular doctor, really cool. He was like, just, you know, based on what you're saying, I think it's anxiety. So I'm going to give you a low dosage of, it's Sarah something, but I think it's Zoloft, but it's something else, but it's
like the generic name.
Yeah. So, but anyway, he was like, let's do this. And he's like, I'm going to send you back to your doctor. Because if it is anxiety and depression, which is kind of hand in hand, which I don't know anything about this stuff, because I've always dealt with whatever I was going through in the ways that girls are dealt with, you know, like I said, I was talkative in class. Well, if I talked, I had to sit next to the teacher. If I was still cutting up, I got a whooping when I got home. So I learned to shut up. You know,
that was me.
So
I stayed having
saying, like, so I was dealing with things in the way that I just always learned how to do things earlier in the day, write down everything, take your focus medicine, you know, your vitamins, drink more water or whatever. But he was like, if it is in fact anxiety and depression, we'll go back to your doctor and then y'all handle it over there. But if your doctor is like, yeah, we do, you know, there might be some ADD, ADHD going on as well, then we'll come back to.
And then the thing about that is they're telling you to do this and do that and do these routines. If you have ADD or if you're neurodivergent in those kinds of ways, it can be really hard to keep a routine to make sure you're getting
a routine right now. But I think I can't keep a routine because I'm a mother now, and my daughter, it like you can't control a kid, a baby, a toddler. Like, it's so many different variables when it comes to so my life isn't in order. I'm not gonna say in order. My life right now is not. It's not blanket. It's not routine because 1 minute Zipporah is doing this and like every day she's probably cool at this time. But today, like we're chilling, we're taking baths, showers, all this stuff. She normally has a good time, but she wants me to hold her the whole entire time. You saw her this morning. She ain't normally like that. Nobody acting like this. You know, mama got shit to do today. Mama trying to be on here, get her life back with the podcast with Kayshana, eat Eggos and waffles with you. We're finna go to a football scrimmage later. I kind of want to clean my house up. Why you all of a sudden want me cleaning today when you know I have shit to do? But all of that to say, he was like, the thing is, my point was, he was saying that ADD, ADHD can, you know, sometimes it can be abused, you know, people automatically go to that, even with anxiety and things like that. You know, people are always like, oh, you know, they just overuse it. Thank you.
It can be.
Yeah, so he was like, let's just take it slow. Let's handle this and we'll go back. Oh, but go ahead.
I was saying anxiety can cause some of the same symptoms. Do I need to pull out this DSM-5 so we can look through this?
I have to say that has been my 2020 up until now experience. Every day is something new. I have been trying to. So Kayshana is one of the people that started Black Creative Circles of North Louisiana with me. She's one of my artist friends. She's repping. If you're looking on YouTube, she has on the t-shirt now of our artist collective group. So she was one of the founding members with me and some other artist friends. But even within that group, I did so much before, loved it. But since I've had the baby, it's been plenty of times I tell my mom and my other friends, like, I keep trying to quit my group, but my friends won't let me. I was like, I've tried to quit so many times. And my mom and my other friends are like, you know, well, don't quit, just take a step back. I said, I even try to take a step back and they won't let me. But it's only because I just feel like right now I cannot commit anything to anybody 100% other than to my baby. And so it's like, I don't want to leave anybody
asking for 100%. None of us can commit 100% to anything. We all have jobs.
Well, I mean, even like the level I was doing before, I'm just like, I'm having like an identity crisis, and like I feel like I've had to stop looking at social media in a sense, because like I am happy for everybody. Like I'm not just nobody
have shit to do. We all have things. It may not look, our things may not look like your things, but we all have things. Like
people are
our president has 2 kids. I'm back in school full time and I work full time and my mother is sick. You know, you have a child and a husband. I'm also recently separated. You know, we all have things. They may not look like Zipporah, but we all have our own Zipporah.
But see, I feel like people are still doing it. I'm not. I know my doing is my baby, but like I have to stop. I've had to stop doing the things that I did before in order to take care of her and make time. And that's not a bad thing. It's not that I'm just like, fuck, I gotta go play with my baby now. That's not it. I want to go play and spend all my time with my baby. But then the other thing is like, dang, this person just wrote a book. Okay. Aaron, you've always wanted to do that. Like, dang, this person is recording their podcast. Aaron, I just can't do it right now. Like, oh, this, even y'all, I'm like, oh my God, they over here doing stuff in the group. I can't make the meeting. I don't like going to meetings, but I don't go to every meeting and I'm the vice president. I don't have look. But I just feel like in certain areas, and I have to talk myself out of this sometimes and everything, you know, and just realize it for what it is. But like sometimes it just seems like the world is still moving, and I'm not, because I'm at home with my baby. Now I am at home with my baby doing things I want to do in the way I want to do it. You know, I'm happy about my baby, me being a mother and stuff, but like the other Erin is, you know, and I think it might be because I had my baby at 35 versus 20. When you're really just getting out your mama's house, you really hadn't really started doing things for yourself yet. Have you really figured out who you are? You know, that type of thing. But like I had my baby at 35. So it's like I had an opportunity not to do all the things that I wanted to do, but I did have an opportunity to curate the life that I do have, you know, starting my artist group with my friends, like my podcast, like being on the radio, like, and now all of a sudden it's like, I've had to stop doing those things. So it's like I've had an identity crisis of learning how to balance the new Erin with the old Erin, grieving the old Erin, and then realizing that this is a phase. And the newborn's time period was Zipporah. My mom used to tell me all the time, like, Erin, this is a phase. And I'm like, no, she's like, Erin, you can't see past it, because I don't know what's the next day is going to be like in this whole motherhood thing. But my mom is like, this is a phase. And like, once I got past the newborn phase, I was like, oh, this is what she meant. And then once I got past like that post newborn phase, I was like, oh, this is what she meant. Oh, this is a phase. I'm not gonna be washing bottles for the rest of my motherfucking life if I see one more goddamn bottle, you know, or like, I'm not gonna be making food from scratch, pureed salmon from scratch at 10 o'clock at night, because I don't want my baby eating canned meat, eating the I don't mind her eating the vegetables, you know, the Gerber's vegetables, but I'm gonna make my baby her own meat. So, you know, like, but I just didn't realize it was a phase.
I mean, that's what life is. Things are all phases. I mean, it's all phases. All of it is. That's time goes. The world is going to keep moving. You just have to process why it is you feel certain ways about it. You know, and what is this? What they call it now? FOMO. You know, hey, shit. Sometimes it's good to miss out. You know, and that's something I had to learn.
Okay.
You
yeah.
know? Like it's not, you can't always do everything. And that's actually something I was thinking about last night as I missed our creative combos that I freaking pushed.
I was so bummed about me missing out on that as well.
I was so fucking mad. Like, I finished, it's midterm time for me, and so like clearly that had to definitely come first. I had a actual exam and also a paper due and all of that jazz. So I'm like, oh, I'm doing it. It's taking longer than I thought. You know, this is what it is. And I look up, and by the time I'm actually able to, when I tell you what clothes later, I showered and everything. What I said is like, I shaved the bottom half of my legs for y'all. Fuck, because I was gonna wear a dress.
Somebody was gonna see this calf muscle tonight, okay? Somebody was gonna see it.
These calves and these anklets. Like, look, my auntie anklets. You gonna get these anklets on tonight. Look. And I was like, I don't socialize much because I'm by myself. I live alone. Like I talk to friends on the phone and things like that, but I don't actually do anything with anybody very much.
Right.
I'm outside of work, and I have to be mindful of that because that's a need area. We all need social interactions and things like that, just to make sure I'm taken care of in that way and getting those kind of needs met. Even if it is community work, which is what BCC is, it's community work. It's still some sort of work, but y'all are also my friends, so it's different. But so I was definitely looking forward to that. It's Friday. I made it through the whole end of the week. Work was tripping, you know, like the fuck. It was tripping and it was just super busy. I've been worried about shit all week, or meeting or not meeting deadlines and shit all freaking week. And so I'm like, well, I finally get through everything and I miss it. The fun thing. I missed the fun thing that I was looking forward to. So I had to actually, Tyra called me and I was just kind of processing that. Girl, I was about to cry. It wasn't just so much about last night. It was just in general. I was just so overwhelmed.
You were overwhelmed, and it was this was going to be your time to relax and chill.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that's okay, because tomorrow I'm
like
going to work.
I just need to get to Friday at 7:00. Like if I could just get to
that
Friday
was the
at 7,
thing. If I could just get to 7:00 on Friday, and I swear that was the only thing that was keeping me like with positive momentum.
yes,
I just make it through. You know what? They keep throwing bullshit at me, and I'm just like block, 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 because I got to get to Friday.
I got Friday to check.
You know, Friday comes. All right, 7:00 comes. Okay, we're just like, oh, well, damn. 8:00 comes.
Right.
Okay. Well, shit, it's almost 9. Well, y'all still there? We about to go. Oh God, no.
Well, I mean, I went through so much. I mean, you were telling me I just need to get up and go. Like my thing was I was so freaking tired. Thursday night, I went to bed at midnight and I have to get up at like 4 or 5 to get my day started, to get everybody else's day started. So I was so freaking tired yesterday. It already takes like time to go through my work. And so, but then also it was taking longer because I was just so tired. I kept doing the same thing over and over again. And in my line of work, I have to be precise about what it is that I'm doing. You know, and I'm not trying to get no emails like, Erin, how did you can you explain your process right here? Meaning basically you did something wrong and we just need to know what was happening. And I have to come up with some bullshit excuse other than I don't know, or I don't know.
We all know. I don't know is not like a thing. I really hate the word I don't know at work.
Well, I know, and I do too, but I can't. But sometimes, but in all that to say, like I'm just tired. I keep going over the same thing. I'm trying to make sure all my I's are dotted, my T's are crossed, all that stuff. But then I'm mixing up. I'm over here crossing T's on I's and dotting T's and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was yesterday. So it took me longer to do my work because I was tired. And then I try to have everything done before Zipporah comes home, because even though daddy's in the other room and daddy has her and mama needs to finish her work, she still manages to waddle her ass in my office every 5 minutes. Okay. Her and Ragnar, her and the dog. And then so that's what was happening last night. So I was like, it just got to the point I had 2 more tasks to do. With 2 more tasks could easily be 2 to 3 hours. But I was like, I had already made up my mind. I texted y'all at like 4 or 5 o'clock and was like, y'all ain't gonna be able to come to our meetup tonight. And I'm supposed to host the meetup. I'm supposed to lead the discussion or whatever. But so I was bummed about that. And I felt like I was letting y'all down. And then, so I already was like, y'all, I'm not gonna be able to make it, or I'm gonna be really late. So then, like, I'm trying to finish my work. Zipporah keeps waddling her little cute self up in here. So finally, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna call it a night. I'm gonna finish the rest of my work in the morning. Although I don't like carrying your work over to the weekend because I want to be done. I want to be done with this shit. I just want to sit back and drink my Chardonnay and chill or clean up or whatever. I don't want to have to deal with work again until Monday. I don't want to. So, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead, finish my work on Saturday. Zipporah's not gonna let me rest. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my mama stuff. Well, she starts to fall asleep with Larry, my husband. So I'm like, okay, well, let me jump back on the computer and just do as much as I can. Me and you and I even talked. And I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna go, because at this point I had just got so down. I won't say depressed, but definitely a cloud came over me. And I was like, I don't even feel like going no more. And you was like, girl, you might as well just go ahead and go. So okay, cool. I said, well, you call me when you finish your paper and your test, and I'm just gonna shut down and I'm gonna go. Well, I thought you was calling me to tell me you was gonna go, and then
I was.
Okay, and
I was done at that point. I was calling you to tell you that I was calling you to let you know that I'll be leaving the house in like 15 minutes.
Okay, well, and so then I was like, damn, Shauna's calling me. I think I was doing something. That's why I didn't answer. But Larry brought support to me, and she was so fussy. I don't think she was sick, but I just don't think she was feeling well. Not to say she was sick, but she just wasn't feeling well. She normally will fall asleep with her dad in the recliner, but she just wasn't doing it. She was fussy. He brought her in here to me. She was so tired. And so as soon as I walked in our bedroom, turned off all the lights, turned the fan on, and laid down in the bed, she was knocked out. So I was like, okay, I guess she just really wanted mama. So that was it. I was bummed. I was bummed, but on the other hand, I was bummed that I couldn't go and do grown-up things and just sit around other adults and stuff and just be out the house outside of going to daycare and Walmart, but because I work remotely. But at the same time, I was like, well, I'm at home with my baby. My baby wanted me. let me be the mama my baby needs me to be right now. So I was happy about that, but then I was also bummed that I couldn't go do adult artsy fartsy things with my artsy fartsy friends.
Yeah, I think I felt really bad about missing it because I've been missing so much. And I was talking to one of my other friends about that. I was like, I feel bad that I missed it. Like I keep missing things because like I was saying about meetings, those meetings that I missed were all recently. I missed 2 meetings in a row, 2 committee meetings in a row. Actually, I've been missing things with that. I've been missing things with my mother. I've just been missing things just because I have a lot on my plate. The plate it's not even a plate at this point, it's a tray. But I'm just gonna miss some things. I can't do everything and I can't be everywhere. I'm not omnipotent. I'm a person who has things to do.
I've been wanting to tell Larry so bad, like, I'm not your superwoman, okay?
That's
like,
right.
I'm so happy that you think I'm phenomenal as fuck and that I can do it all. I'm happy you look at me in that light, but at the same time, my brother, a bitch is tired.
Like I tell people I
out of
appreciate your
both of
faith
us,
in my abilities. I
like
really
out
do
of both of us,
appreciate
he's
the way
the
you
only
see me,
parent.
but I'm a person.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to do everything. And also I'm not going to be able to, not only am I not going to be able to do everything, I'm not going to be able to do everything well. So I can't be bomb at every damn thing. I know I'm like bomb. Like,
I'm
but
bomb, but like I can't bomb, can blow up every scene. And you know what else that I have adopted during since March 2020 or October 2020 for Zipporah, since she's been here, is not necessarily fuck it, but fuck this.
But you gotta give yourself some grace, and that comes, that's that redirection. You mentioned the medication thing. I forgot to mention, definitely in therapy, definitely believe everybody should have a mental health professional.
I actually was going to ask you about if you knew of any good therapists, because I went to therapy when I was pregnant because I did have a moment, and I realized now it was straight pregnancy hormones. Like, girl, tripping, like had a freaking breakdown over some shit that I would have never thought twice about any other day. You know what I'm saying? I might have been like,
not only just hormones, but this is a major change in your life, and this is your first child and your first pregnancy. Yeah. There's a giant shift. So you are going to think about things that you probably wouldn't normally think about.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff popping into my head that I was like, not aside from what had set me off, but I was extremely happy. Like, I was happy, but I was extremely happy. And I realize now that like that was all pregnancy, which isn't bad, but you only think about the bad outbursts as far as pregnancy hormones. But me, I'm a happy person, but I ain't that damn happy. You know what I'm saying? But all that to say, I did go to someone, I went to a counselor to talk things out, because one side of me knew, girl, this ain't nothing. Like, why you even trip? Like, this is nothing to trip over. You're just pregnant. And then the other side of me was just like, I cannot go on with my life. So I was like, I need to go talk to somebody. And I talked to somebody and I was able to just process it. And even after, you know what, even afterwards, up until like, when I started taking anxiety medicine, it finally all went away. And the day I realized everything that was going on with me while I was pregnant, that had me up and down, like when I realized that it was gone after like 2 days of anxiety medicine, I was like, Erin, I knew you was a bad bitch. I knew you was a confident chick. Like, I knew, like, I knew you were not crazy, because why would you obsess and think about these things when normally you shit like that don't even bother you. You wouldn't be worried about what other people be doing, what they be saying. But like all of a sudden you were just so obsessed. Girl, that was just pregnancy and shit. But all that to say, I was like, I recognized that talking to someone during that time period helped a lot. And I realized I am on medicine now. I still need to have that talk therapy. So I was going to be like, girl, who do you recommend?
Medication is not, you can't just slap a Band-Aid on something. You have to medication is a part of treatment.
Right. Exactly.
It's a part, so you do need and I'm saying everybody, and I tell everybody this, go get it. Yeah. Go get a therapist. Do therapy. Do it. Even if it's go do bi-weekly, once a month, whatever, do it with some sort of consistency. whatever. See what your insurance covers. Usually it's
Mm-hmm.
just copay. Find somebody in your network. I guarantee you that it's going to be beneficial, and you want to do it before a crisis happens, because you need the tools before a crisis happens. You don't want to be trying to search for tools as the shit is popping off. Like, you need to already have those things embedded, if possible, start building that resiliency and things. So I definitely encourage people to do that before shit hits the fan. And it doesn't even have to be anything major. It can be whatever. We all have things we need to deal with. Being Black in America is enough. Being a Black woman in America is enough. Being a Black man in America is enough. I'm gonna say the panic, Lord. The pandemic is enough. We've been losing people left and right. There's a lot of unprecedented things that have been happening that we've been having to process, and a lot of us don't know how to process certain things, and that's also okay. That's what your mental health professional is for.
Right.
Those things, they're not going to solve the problem for you, but they damn sure
will
help you do the work to figure some things out. So that's all. They're there to assist.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit. So this is just first to break it up, and just so that our listeners can also get to know you.
Oh God.
Major, just what are 3 things that we will always find in your refrigerator, in your kitchen? Food, food or liquid.
Okay.
3 things that we will always find.
Okay, I guess this will kind of come as medicine cabinet, but like I keep it in the kitchen, so I'm gonna say that chlorophyll. You're gonna find chlorophyll, right? Definitely gonna find chlorophyll. In the refrigerator, probably ginger. Let's see. I don't know, some kind of fruit. Usually, it's what's in there right now: strawberries, grapes, blueberries, something like that. And a good croissant.
Okay.
I'm a fan of a croissant because you can make little sandwiches and all kinds of things. You can it could be a little side, a croissant can replace your roll, whatever, or I use them to make little lunch sandwiches sometimes.
Okay, so for me, you're always gonna find Chardonnay. That Chardonnay is my new bitch. Like, I've been on Chardonnay for like, I don't even know how long. It's been at least a year. Being in the end zone at the games, if y'all follow me on Insta, then you already know, like, during football season, me and my husband are at the college games. We both went to ULM, University of Louisiana, in Monroe. He played football there. I just went there and partied a lot. I graduated though. But you will definitely find us in the end zone, and it's open bar, and we be back there to the fullest. And that's how I got put on Chardonnay, because that's all they had, the only white wine they had. And I don't care. It's open bar. Give it to me. And then I was like, this is amazing. So you're always going to find Chardonnay in my refrigerator, and you're always going to find milk. That's actually why we started recording late today, because I thought I was going to leave the house to go to our function last night, our Black Creative Circle function last night, meet and greet, whatever. And I was like, I'm going to grab some milk then, because we're all out and Zipporah needs her milk. Well, Mama didn't go. Mama got too tired to leave. I was thinking, I'll just wake up early, run to Brookshire's, get some milk. Didn't do that, overslept. And I was like, well, I'll give her apple juice. She'll be cool. I'm going to do a Walmart delivery and just get them to deliver tonight. We'll be fine. Hell no. So I had to run to the store. That's why we were late today. But while I was there, I went ahead and got me some Chardonnay. So Chardonnay, 2% dairy milk. That's redundant. 2% milk, and Schuster's rolls. You know the
white bag.
In the white bag. They're real.
I know what you're
Those
talking
are
about.
always gonna be in my house. They're not necessarily for me, but see, my husband, he likes to sop. Okay. He wants at least 2 rolls with his meal every night. So them things are on deck. Chardonnay rolls. Them Miss Sister Schaefer. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Sister Schaefer, yes.
And
I don't know. They know what you're talking about. Hell, they come in a white bag. They know.
They do. They
know.
have like the purple. It's purple writing or something, but and 2% milk. So are you an audio book person, or are you still holding the book in your hand, turning pages?
Let me tell you something. Now the reading I do is for work and school. I have not read for enjoyment since I had COVID. Look, and even then, I didn't even finish the book. But before that, when I actually did have a chance to read for enjoyment, it's definitely in-hand book. I love to get like a collection. I have a lot of Zora's works as well as anyway, you didn't ask who my favorite people were.
We'll do a book episode, but right now.
Yeah, but I like the book in my hand, but I'm not opposed to exploring what that Kindle Paperwhite is like, because I don't want a tablet with a whole bunch of shit on it. But I probably wouldn't mind having a Kindle where like you can, like the black and white one. I think they still have those, but it's literally
that still counts as like a book. I would still count that. Well, see, I just don't. I have a. Is it a?
But I like having books.
I have a Nook. My mom got me that some years ago because I'm a heavy reader too, but girl, somebody's sleepy. Do you see this?
I see her.
So sleepy. I wish she'd just go to sleep. But
She drank that whole thing?
Huh?
She drank the whole bottle?
Not yet.
Oh, I was about to say, dang girl, that was fast.
Not yet. But now I don't have time to sit and read. So I always have an audiobook going. And lately I have really been diving into Elin Harris. Like I started from the beginning. And I'm just gonna say I don't understand how people live this. I don't understand how people live that closeted life. I would hate to live a closeted life. And I would hate to be a closeted person not a closeted person, but a semi-openly gay or an openly gay person who's involved with somebody that's closeted. Because in these Elin Harris books, they be treating them people so bad. Like when the girlfriend or the wife shows up unexpectedly, guess who's hiding in the closet or locked out the hotel room? The person that's openly gay. Like, look at your face. They treat them very side chick like. But anyway, all that to say, like I'm always plugged into an audiobook because I don't have time to sit down and read. And I've really been into Elin Harris.
I've not heard of that person or that series.
You remember years ago when the whole download thing was big, like in the 90s?
Oh, like Terry McMillan?
Yeah, but girl, you know.
Well, I guess that was more of a real life situation than a book.
Pause.
She stopped as soon as you said pause.
So thanks for tuning in to our podcast today. I think this might be a good time to just, sign off. What do you think?
Did she throw up on you? Oh my, is she looking? Oh no.
So Zipporah just threw up all over me and in my hair. I needed to wash it anyway.
Because if I wasn't about to go wash my hair right after this,
it needed to be washed. It's fine. Yeah, you feel better now. Look at her, girl. Look at her.
Zipporah.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in to Daydreamer podcast. We'll be back. Kayshana, thanks for being an awesome co-host. I'm so happy that you are joining me. We'll just pick this up next week. Follow us.
It'll be great. Thank you for having me.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at LoveErinAD. Keep up with Kayshana.
On TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, it's all KHD Studios.
KHD Studios.
Yeah.
And you can follow the podcast. Podcast is more active on Instagram, but follow the podcast at A Daydreamers Podcast on Instagram. We'll see y'all later. I'm finna go take a bath.
I love the amount of control you have right here. You're way to go. Way to go.
Yeah, girl.
Yep. Okay. All right, we gonna get off.
A fruit gummy snack in her mouth. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for listening.